There is a learning curve, as I mentioned, because it's a new habit. It's a new process. It's about maybe learning how to work with your students in a dynamic, in a different way. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. Suitability, the way I'm talking about lecture capture technology today, it's in this presentation, it's really suitable for content-based courses, math courses, science courses, something where you've got a lot of information, a lot of content to get across to students. This is different from like an essay writing course where most of the time that the student is in the classroom, they're working on stuff, they're practicing stuff. Here I'm talking about a type of course where the teacher is talking a lot, presenting a lot of information or knowledge to the students. Or even at least if there's like a dialogue or something that's worth capturing. I think it's great for second language students who maybe didn't understand the language of the class, some things of it, or didn't understand some of the ideas. They can review the videos at their own pace. They can ask friends about it, about the lesson. I think this type of lecture capture technology, I used it with a live audience, right? It was not my plan to use that with a different group of students in the future. It was only meant to support a particular course. And it's context specific, it's time specific, and it's only meant to support the students that I was working with at that time. It was not meant to be reused. Those videos were not meant to be reused over and over with different groups of students in the future. I think lecture capture technology has to be designed and developed in a different way for that purpose. The one where you want to recycle it, I think that's a much more intensive process. The way I used it for this study in the course that I ran, it was just to support what was happening in the classroom. It wasn't meant to be, as I say, something that was going to be recycled with other students. Is it scalable? That means is a whole campus or a whole school going to use this? Well, it depends on the demand of the teachers. Do they have the kinds of courses where students are coming up to them saying, I don't understand what you were saying in the course, or that material was so hard, can you review it for me? And things like this. Maybe those are signs where a teacher might decide, okay, well, maybe the student needs to see this material 2 or 3 times, not just, once. So videos in that case, lecture capture might be a good idea for students. But you also have, even if there is a demand from teachers, there also has to be the support from IT to fix problems, and there also needs to be the training component to teach teachers how to use this technology. And if you don't have those things, it's not really scalable. Okay, this is a big point that I wanted to mention a few slides ago. There is a dance that exists between lecture capture technology, teaching practice, and course design. So when I set out to design the statistics course that I was teaching, I knew I was going to try to use lecture capture technology, and so I started thinking, things like, at first I used PowerPoint, and I realized I didn't like using PowerPoint. It was too hard for me with what I wanted to do. So I switched over. I said, what else can I do that will be on the computer screen, laptop screen, and I could use Smartboard and mark it up, and will all be captured, and I can, put those notes onto Blackboard, and they can have the notes, and they can also have the videos. So what else can I use? So I decided, okay, well, I'll write all my notes in Microsoft Word, and then I'll convert them all to PDF, and that's what I'll use. I'll use PDFs. I won't use PowerPoint. I'll use PDFs. And so part of that is part of the course design, and then how is the course structured and all of that, how about the assessments. And I started doing it like I would have reviews before a test. I'd do a review video and things like this. And I mean, there was as I say, a dance between designing the course, the way I delivered the course, and the type of technology I was using. You may or may not understand what I'm saying, but if you try to use a technology like this, I think you will very soon discover the importance of this point. Next. Here's a really fun thing. It allowed me to start on time. I remember, once coming back from a break during the lesson, when I was doing this study, I think I had about 20 students. And when I came back from the break, only 4 students had returned on time. And I just started teaching. All of my students had been present, but 16 of them were late coming back from break. I started on time, and when they came in, none of them were upset because they knew that they could watch the video. And I probably said to them, I said, look, okay, you guys are late, you're late coming in, you can watch the video. I'm not going to review what you missed. If you want to know what we talked about, go to the video. So lecture capture technology lets you start on time, lets you finish on time, all of that. Okay, next. Out of a 12 or 13 week semester of statistics, introductory statistics, I only had 2 requests for extra help, and they were both from the same person. And she was also coming to me for tutoring in something else. And I think that's pretty good. Like, out of 20 students over 12 or 13 weeks, I only really had 1 student twice ask me for help. And part of me thinks that's because of the lecture capture technology. Students could go, if they were curious about something, they could go to it and get some answers. The next time I ran the course I used lecture capture technology again. There was a very high demand for that course, the statistics course. I was supposed to only have 30 students in my class maximum, but people kept saying, we want to take your course, we want to take your course, we want to take your course. So we let 43 students in the end join the course. And the course was designed in a way where I could deliver it to a large number of people. So I think, again, lecture capture technology played a part in that. It's my feeling that it did. So I asked students informally what they thought about lecture capture. Approximately 3/4 of the class said that they had watched the videos. It was very useful for absent students. I had some of our older students, may have been away because they were pregnant, they were gone for weeks, or they were sick or something like this. And they could still be involved with the course online. They didn't have to become very worried and nervous that they were missing important material and they were going to do bad on tests, they were going to fail the exams or whatever. They could be confident that they were learning as much as the students who were going to class. Mind you, I think it is, the lecture capture does not replace the classroom, what's happening in the classroom. Because what happens in the classroom is, it's dynamic, it's fun, they can ask questions, I can ask them questions and things like that, which you don't really get with the lecture capture. You don't get the exchange with lecture capture, you just get to see one way what was happening mostly. It's a convenient oral and visual review for students supported by notes and textbook. So was lecture capture worth it to me as a teacher? Yes, it was. It wasn't that difficult in the end. I just needed to get used to it. And I think overall, it saved me time. Yeah, I had to, after class, I had to post the videos, create links, things like that. But in the end, I think it saved me time because I didn't have to do a lot of tutoring of the students. That's just a guess, but that's, what I think. And that's the end of this digital presentation. I hope you liked it.